The Philippines are on a high after sweeping the fifth window of the FIBA Basketball World Cup Asian Qualifiers after extending their win streak to 3 with a dominant victory over the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia 76-63. Joining us to wrap up the most recent window is former Gilas Pilipinas member. Still looks like he could play though every day, LA Tenorio. LA, kamusta ka naman?
Why not?
Why not?
ready to play.
Good evening, Boom. Good evening, Pao.
LA, so first thoughts muna. Kasi that game against Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, they look like a different team. Itong Saudi Arabia, they look better than the team that played last time in Manila. Your thoughts on how Gilas Pilipinas handled it?
Well, when I watched the game, tama ka, it was really a different Saudi Arabia. Maybe because of the home court, diba? They're really challenged by the crowd also of the Philippines, diba? Meron pa silang group of band, diba? Yung Saudi Arabia. So maybe they're very parang motivated, going to the game. But good thing during the third quarter, yung magandang run ng Gilas Pilipinas, doon na nag-start talaga yung run natin. Maybe na surprise or probably the fatigue factor also of traveling, from Jordan to Saudi. Nag-kick in din during the first few parts of the game. Diba? Pwedeng factor din yun.
I wanted to ask you about that kasi yun nga, pinag-usapan natin kanina bago tayo mag-on-air about that first half, how it was slow. Kinabahan ka ba ng konti? Did it give you a little bit of concern because it was a low scoring? It was a different game completely from that third quarter, from the second
Actually, to be honest, yes, medyo nag-worry rin ako. Kasi syempre, di ba, iba rin pag nasa home ka. And then Saudi Arabia, when I watched the first quarter, they were really playing like really motivated.
Sabi
talaga.
mo nga, iba eh, di ba?
Iba talaga sila. And they're really challenging our bigs. Like, they're gonna make a layup in front of our bigs. Like, Ange Kwame, Kai Sotto, even Japet, di ba? Kahit mablock sila, okay lang. So, they were up to the challenge against the Gilas Pilipinas last night. But again, yun nga, good thing yung third quarter, the adjustment came in. So yun, naging okay naman.
Absolutely. In fact, we saw nga yung block ni Almarwani kay
Kay Jamie rin.
I want to know.
I got scared also. Actually, not because of the block, because of Jamie.
Teammate. Ganda na nilalaro ng mga
Ganda.
teammates.
Now, speaking of your teammates, si Scottie, a lot of people are saying, oh, ito na, yung Gilas Pilipinas Scottie, yung Gilas Scottie. Kasi in the last game against Jordan, it felt like a bit of a coming out party for him, for Gilas Pilipinas. How close is he to reaching yung Ginebra levels of Scottie in terms of the national team?
Well, honestly, I was not surprised, dun sa game ni Scottie. People are talking about Scottie in Gilas. Kasi everyday ko nakikitang ganun si Scottie. So I'm not surprised, But,
But internationally,
well, I think he's there. He's about to take over that position. No, kasi I don't think sa era ngayon or sa batch ni Scottie ngayon, wala parang yung makakuha na point guard na papalit kay Jason or Jimmy. That era di ba? Yung era namin na papalit doon. So I think Scottie is on his way. We've seen yung bright future ni Scottie sa international and pinakita niya sa atin yun this past 2 games and hopefully yun na yung start. And, I mean, Scottie is the league's MVP, so he really has to step up.
Ang ganda nung almost a triple-double
Yeah.
di ba, nung the game against Jordan. What about his connection with Kai? And then pag-usapan natin si Kai. Ang ganda nung connection nila kanina umaga. Silang dalawa, there were so many good passes. Not only from Scottie, but vice versa, no?
Yeah, actually, the first basket of Scottie came from the backdoor play from Kai Sotto, di ba? Well, I think yung connection ng Kai Sotto and Scottie Thompson is very crucial with this team, especially sa system na tinatakbo ni Coach Chot, So I think more practice together, more time together, experience together, playing together. I think magiging mas maganda, mas pulido yung magiging connections nila. And that will be crucial dito sa team na to.
And speaking about Kai Sotto, it feels like we're seeing him improve game in and game out. I remember that first half against Jordan, medyo natatalo siya in terms of yung rebounding. There were a bit of adjustments in the second half. But then, since that second half in Jordan, been good all the way and nakita natin na may incremental improvements in every game that we see him.
On both ends, ano?
Yeah,
Both
both
ends,
ends, for
defensively and
sure.
offensively.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say. But, di ba, hindi pa nga actually Kai Sotto went straight to Jordan. He's not even
Correct.
practicing
Yeah.
every Monday. So, nakita natin yung, we can see the potential of Kai in the team, yung importance ni Kai sa team. If katulad na sinabi ko, during the preparation, especially going to the World Cup or even in the February window, malaking factor yung preparation na nandun din, di ba?
syempre.
Yung presence niya sa practice every Monday, malaking bagay din yun. So, I'm sure there's gonna be changes, here and there siguro with Junmar coming in after the injury. Wala pa tayong Junmar and Chris Newsome is part of the guard
pool, yeah.
rotation
Pool,
also.
yeah.
Pool, so malaki pa yung potential.
Okay, more guard questions since yan ang baluarte mo kumbaga. LA, CJ Perez, your thoughts on his stint here for Gilas?
CJ will be very crucial in this team. No, he's gonna be one of the scorer, and of course with the system that Coach Chot is running, napakalaking bagay that he can create for himself and he can create for his teammate also. He can be a big weapon to create also for our shooters, just like also what Scott is doing some part of the game. If CJ will be the next guard after Scottie, that will be a big advantage for us because of the height of CJ and he can defend on the other way around.
I was going to say, this is the biggest and longest Gilas Pilipinas team we've seen in a
Yes.
while.
That's right.
Kasi mga point guard natin, laki rin in terms of Scottie Thompson.
Scottie Thompson.
And of course, Dwight Ramos made the news for a lot of reasons, defense being one of them, and sacrificing yung offense niya to play good defense on Dart Tucker, especially against Jordan. But how good is it na hindi natin kailangan na maging high scorer si Dwight Ramos for Gilas Pilipinas to get a win? And at the same time, how good is it na he's going into the roles na binibigay sa kanya ni Coach Chot Reyes and taking it very well?
Well, that's the most important things when it comes to international game. If you're a scorer, well, it's gonna be different when it comes to international na. You really have to adjust and know your role. So kung yun ang ginawa na role ni Coach Chot for him, I mean, he has to embrace that. He has to sacrifice his offense. But knowing Dwight is really, he can score.
Yeah.
He can score anytime. But if he can be good at that role, that will be a big help sa team because we have a lot of scorers also, just like what we mentioned. CJ Perez, he can score. We have Kai Sotto who can score from outside, inside, and outside. We have Scottie can create.
Pogoy pa nga.
Pogoy.
We have Pogoy.
Ganda nung ginawa ni Pogoy
Ray Parks is also,
Ray
Parks
Parks,
is
right.
kind of veteran.
May weapons na tayo.
May weapons na
Oo.
tayo. So it's just a matter of doing the role. I mean, that's the important thing. We cannot, the whole team cannot be a scorer.
Yeah.
Correct, yes.
I mean,
Take
kailangan,
turns.
Take turns kailangan may, kasi that's an everyday game. You have to consider that also. And diba, even yung everyday practice and everyday game, so malaking factor. So you really have to know your role also.